This is a question from Max. What if glaciers covered the world again?
Right now, only about 10% of Earth's land surface is covered in ice. But during the last ice age, glaciers stretched across North America, Europe, and Asia, reshaping mountains, valleys, and rivers.
Imagine a new ice age, but more extreme. Glaciers thousands of meters thick spreading across continents, crushing forests, cities, and farmlands beneath kilometers of ice. Temperatures would plummet globally. Even regions near the equator would experience sub-zero conditions, with permafrost expanding into lands currently teeming with life. Oceans would shrink as massive amounts of water froze, lowering sea levels by over 100 meters.
Coastal cities would suddenly find themselves far from the ocean. Ports would become deserts of ice, and deserts like the Sahara could be buried under glaciers over a kilometer thick.
Human survival would become a struggle. Agriculture would collapse as growing seasons vanish. Food production would shift to small pockets near volcanic regions or geothermal hotspots where warmth might allow for limited crops.
Wildlife would face catastrophic changes. Species adapted to warmth would go extinct, while cold-adapted animals might spread far beyond their current ranges. Polar bears could roam into Europe, while penguins might colonize North America.
Glaciers aren't static, they move. Massive ice sheets could crush entire mountain ranges, carve new valleys, and reroute rivers into frozen channels. The landscape would be continuously reshaped, creating massive lakes and inland seas from melted glacial water. Transport and infrastructure would collapse. Cities trapped under ice would vanish, roads and railways would be blocked or crushed, and underground systems would flood or freeze.
Air travel would also be affected by extreme weather patterns, blizzards, and volcanic activity triggered by shifting glaciers. Yet there's a strange beauty in a world dominated by ice. Crystal-clear glaciers reflecting the sun, vast frozen plains stretching to the horizon, and unique ecosystems forming in the pockets between ice sheets. Humans would adapt, building underground cities or floating communities in the few habitable zones.
Energy needs would skyrocket, heating entire cities, powering food production, and keeping transportation moving would require immense amounts of energy. Nations might rely on geothermal, nuclear, or even experimental fusion to survive the frozen world.
Glaciers would also impact the planet's rotation and gravity distribution. Ice masses that huge could slightly alter Earth's rotation speed and tilt, subtly changing climate patterns and ocean currents.
A new ice age would challenge humanity like never before. Technology, cooperation, and adaptability would become the keys to survival. Some regions could become utopias of innovation, while others would be lost to the relentless advance of ice.
In the end, glaciers covering the world would remind us of Earth's incredible power. Life would endure, but only those who understand and respect the frozen forces of nature could thrive. A world buried in ice might seem hostile and impossible, but it would also be a planet transformed, beautiful, dangerous, and alive, proof of how small we are compared to the immense rhythms of our planet.